What if the passive income dream you're chasing turns into a financial death trap? 12 years ago, I thought I'd found the golden ticket. Dividend investing. I imagined beach mornings, no alarm clocks, and a steady stream of cash while I slept. No boss, no burnout, no more pretending to care about Monday meetings. Just me, my portfolio, and freedom. And for a while, it worked. The first time a dividend check hit my account, I felt like I'd hacked the system. I didn't just believe I was free, I felt free. But what happened next almost broke me. Because here's what no one tells you. The dividend life isn't all sunshine and income. The wrong strategy can leave you trapped, watching your savings drain, your confidence shake, and your dreams slip away. I learned the hard way that high yield isn't the same as smart income, and chasing the wrong numbers nearly sent me back to a cubicle. In this video, I'm opening up about the exact journey, from naive excitement to brutal wake-up calls to building a real, resilient dividend machine. I'll show you how I rebuilt everything. The ETF mix I still use, the painful lessons that rewired my strategy, and most importantly, how you can avoid the mistakes that nearly cost me everything. Because the truth is, you don't need to earn millions. You need a system that grows while you sleep. Let's talk about the fantasy that pulled me in, and the trap that almost swallowed me whole. Let me tell you how it all started. I still remember the first time a dividend check hit my account. It was just over $2,800 for the quarter, and I didn't lift a finger to earn it. No meetings, no stress, no waking up early to sit in traffic. Just money, deposited like clockwork. It felt like winning the lottery, but smarter because I thought I had unlocked some secret the world had ignored. I was convinced I had built a self-sustaining freedom machine. My friend Harry and I even joked that we were retired at 32. We bought everything that paid more than 5%. REITs, MLPs, covered call funds. The higher the yield, the faster we'd be free. We were treating it like a cheat code. We even made projections. If the checks kept coming and we kept reinvesting, we'd never have to work again. 5 years tops and we'd be set. But here's the dangerous part. Early success is deceptive. When you're new to dividends, every payment feels like proof you're right. You stop asking why the yield is so high. You ignore the risks. You believe more yield equals more freedom. But the truth? That belief is the biggest trap in dividend investing. And it was about to collapse on me. Then it all came crashing down. Then it hit. The markets shifted. Just a hint that the Fed might start tapering. And within 2 weeks, my high-yield portfolio lost 15% of its value. The check still arrived, but I wasn't celebrating anymore. Watching your portfolio bleed while pretending everything's fine is a psychological gut punch. I tried to ignore it. I told myself, it's just paper losses. I'm in it for the income. But when the red numbers kept growing, so did the doubts. Harry got hit even harder. He had gone all in on energy MLPs, paying 8 to 10%, convinced oil prices would stay high forever. Within a year, half his income was gone. By 2016, he was back at a full-time job. Defeated. That was the first time I truly understood. High yield isn't freedom, it's a gamble. And when one piece of that income machine fails, the whole illusion crumbles. Real income isn't just about what hits your account. It's about what survives. It's about the consistency, the ability to sleep at night, not wonder which company is about to slash their dividend next. That was the turning point. The day the dream cracked, and I started questioning everything I thought I knew. This is when I started seeing the real winners. After that crash, I stopped celebrating the size of the dividend and started questioning the source. I opened my portfolio and ran through every holding, not to count income, but to study what didn't break, what kept paying without cutting, what stayed steady when the world shook. And that's when I noticed a pattern. The ones that survived weren't flashy. They didn't offer 8% yields. They weren't the highest performers on paper, but they endured quietly, predictably. It was like someone flipped a switch in my brain. This wasn't about hitting the jackpot with yield, and it was about building something sustainable. That's when I ditched the fantasy of one perfect fund and started thinking in layers. Not everything in your portfolio has to do the same job. Some parts should pay you now. Others should grow into something bigger later. That shift, from chasing yield to engineering stability, changed everything. I built what I now call the 3-pillar strategy. 3 types of ETFs, each doing a very specific job. No more gambling. No more praying oil prices don't crash. What I used to hold were ticking time bombs. What I hold now, a machine. Here's the system I built that pays me while I sleep. So here's how the machine works. Pillar 1, stable income generator. This part of the portfolio is boring on purpose. Its job is to pay the bills month after month, without drama. These are funds that own hundreds of profitable companies with solid track records and sustainable payouts. It's not the highest yield node, but it stays. Through recessions, through pandemics, through Fed chaos. That consistency is what gives me peace of mind. Pillar 2, dividend growth compounder. This is the engine. These ETFs don't just pay income, they grow it every year. And that growth adds up fast. The yield might start lower, but after 5 to 10 years, the income doubles or even triples without me touching a thing. It's how I future-proof my income. Pillar 3, long-term growth engine. This one's the wild card, but the smart kind. Lower yield today, but packed with companies that are growing fast and increasing their dividends year after year. Think of it like planting seeds. I don't rely on this for today's income, but in 10 years? It's the piece that takes me from financial security to abundance. Each piece on its own is good, but together, they build something far more powerful than any single fund. They create balance. They protect against market cycles, and most importantly, they give me the mental freedom I thought I had in year 1, but didn't actually earn until year 8. This layered structure didn't just stabilize my portfolio, it stabilized my life. My income has grown every single year. I pay zero tax on much of it thanks to tax-advantaged accounts. I sleep through volatility, and the machine keeps working while I eat, sleep, travel, or just live. This is when dividend investing stops being a fantasy and starts being freedom. This is when everything finally clicked for me. There was a moment, I remember it clearly, when I looked at my portfolio and realized something brutal. I had built a house of cards. Yes, I was collecting high dividend income, but at what cost? My capital was unstable. My stress was high. And most importantly, my strategy was built on the wrong assumption, that the biggest yield today equals the best outcome tomorrow. But that's not how wealth works. That's not how freedom is built. So I went back and ran the numbers. I compared a typical high-yield portfolio, but the flashy 7 to 8% crowd, against a lower-yield dividend growth portfolio over the past 10 years. And the results? The high-yield option barely grew. In fact, some of those income stars had completely collapsed. Meanwhile, the dividend growth strategy had quietly doubled, sometimes tripled income through a combination of consistent growth and capital appreciation. That chart was a gut punch, but it was also a wake-up call. It was the day I stopped asking, how much yield can I get? And started asking, what will actually grow my income and protect it 10 years from now? That's when I became a builder, not a chaser. And that mindset shift, it's the reason I'm still living off dividends 12 years later, not crawling back to a job I hated. Here's what 12 years taught me about real freedom. 12 years ago, I wanted out. Out of the grind, out of the system, out of someone else owning my time. I thought yield was the answer, but it wasn't. What worked, and what actually built freedom, was boring, sustainable, intentional. It was reinvesting carefully, diversifying, being okay with slow, steady progress. Today, my life isn't flashy. My dividend income covers the essentials. No luxury cars, no penthouse living. But you know what I do have? No alarm clocks, no boss, no meetings, no fake small talk in elevators. I have peace, predictability, time to think, time to breathe, and that's the kind of freedom I wouldn't trade for any salary. If you're watching this, wondering if dividend living is possible, it is, but not the way most people think. It's not about chasing the biggest number on a screen. It's about building something that can grow with you, something that lasts. Build your own machine, one that pays you in your sleep, one that gets stronger every year, and because 12 years from now, you'll either be stuck in the same loop or telling your own freedom story. Let me know where you're at in your journey. If you've made it this far, you're clearly serious about taking control of your future, and that already puts you ahead of most. In the next video, I'm breaking down what it really looks like to start from zero and build a dividend portfolio month by month, including the 3 most common mistakes that silently delay financial freedom. But before we get there, I want to hear from you. What phase are you in? Are you still chasing yield, already building your income machine? Or maybe you're just hearing about this for the first time. Drop a comment and let's talk. I read every single one. Because trust me, this journey feels a lot less overwhelming when you're not doing it alone. I'll see you in the next one.